Welcome back to Creative Whispers. I believe this is round 6 or 7. My memory does not work that well, but I do know that when you see this video, it will be after February 1st, 2026. And for those of you who are not familiar with Creative Whispers, the art journaling game created by Leaca Young, Creative Whispers is a game of telephone. And the first person chooses a prompt, and they use that art journaling prompt to create a journal spread. And no one else knows what that prompt is. But the second person watches the first person's video. In this month, I am the second person, and I have watched Lisa's video on YouTube. You can now see it on YouTube, but I've watched Lisa's video and I've taken inspiration from it to create my own art journal spread. After I edit this and upload it, I'm going to give this video to the third person, which is Gabrielle Heckenbucker. And Gabrielle's going to do the same thing. She will only have seen my video when she creates her video. And then after Gabrielle journals, makes a video, uploads, she gives her video to Tina Hois. And then Tina Hois only has Gabrielle's video, and she tries to guess what the prompt was, and she makes her own art journaling spread and video. And then when all of that is all done, we release all 4 of these videos on YouTube all on the same day, the 1st of the month. So if you're here on the 1st of February, 2026, welcome. If you find this video at some point after, you'll know exactly what is going on. All of the videos in this round of Creative Whispers will be linked below. You can also go on over to Leaca Young's YouTube channel, and there will be a playlist. Then on the 15th of the month, Leaca releases a video where she reveals what the prompt was. And I am making this video. I've got an idea in my head of what I guessed the prompt to be, but I'm not going to tell you what I guessed the prompt to be because that would be too revealing. So based on what I saw, which was only Lisa's video, I've been thinking for about 2 days now, how can I take the inspiration that I saw and translate it into meaningful art journaling for me? And so what you're going to see here in this video is my attempt at that. Now, something to know about me is that I am not someone who tends toward very representational art journaling. I'm more the type of person who sort of likes repetitive processes, color, pattern, coloring things in, just kind of more what I would consider, for me at least, less brain work. There is a lot of emotion involved, I would say, because ultimately the whole process of art journaling is about calming my nervous system and releasing emotion. But I'm not usually super representational about exactly what those emotions are. Not super. Like, some people are very literal with what they're journaling about, and it runs the gamut from, like, you can't even tell what's going on in that person's heart, all the way to, like, it's very obvious. So it actually turns out that last month I dipped my toe in the water of very obvious, like, what was laying on my heart. And I feel the same way this month as I created this video. Like, there's no way that I can do honest art journaling without making reference to the heaviness that is on my heart. So I saw the first video 2 days ago, and I've been thinking about it. And there's a idea that keeps coming back into my consciousness, which is that the world just feels really upside down. And I think about that a lot. And I think about whether or not the world has ever not been upside down. Maybe it's just my perception, like the failure of my perception in thinking that everything is pretty good. The world is in a pretty good place. You know, it's a pretty peaceful place. And that could be my own misperception because obviously I'm coming at my perceptions from the place that I live, the place that I grew up, and other places in the world are much, much, much more full of chaos, drama, trauma, that kind of thing. And who knows, maybe for me, it's just a perception issue, where now I'm just perceiving the chaos a lot more. A lot of me does feel like it's possible that these kinds of things were always going on. I mean, I know they were because I can easily think about other similar things that went on in the world, similar to what is going on now. And I was much less aware of them because any awareness that I had would really have been just seeing something on, let's say, the nightly news. And because of the rise essentially of social media and the level of connectedness that's available to humans now from all over the globe, it's like we all have a front seat to everything that is going on. If you want that front seat, you don't have to have that front seat. You could definitely tune it all out if you wanted to. And there's no shame in that. And if you're that kind of person that just feels like you don't want to know, then more power to you. I mean, it's not like any one of us controls any of this stuff. So the urge to know about it is probably, I'm thinking, for me personally, kind of a control issue. It's like I want to know about it because I want to feel safe in the world. And I keep thinking, like, if I know about it, somehow, like, I can manage the situation, not for anybody else, but just really for myself, for my family. And that's kind of why I think in the last like 2.5 years, I've been sort of very in tune with what is going on in the world. And yeah, and so that's kind of where this art journal spread comes from. It's just a level of awareness and kind of expressing myself in these art journal pages. And so you've seen Lisa's video, hopefully, so you probably understand where my inspiration came from. And the way I'm putting down color is very deliberate. I didn't want to create an image that was flat. I wanted to create an image that had grit and texture because life is gritty and life is textured, and the world we live in is gritty and it's textured. That's why I didn't just use a paintbrush to cover my journal pages and to fill in the semicircle that represents the world. I wanted I wanted it to have a lot of texture, and I feel that I really achieved that amazingly well, like shocking to even myself. The texture that just a brayer with paint, rolled onto an art journal page is able to achieve. I love adding words to my art journal spreads. I love doing hand lettering. Of course, that idea that keeps floating around in my head about the world being upside down, that was going to be a prominent sort of focal thing in my art journal spread, inspired by what Lisa did. And I love like this kind of messy hand lettering where the thicks and the thins, they're kind of in line with traditional hand lettering where the thicks and the thins are, but they're drawn on and they're painted on and they're kind of messy in their own way. It just represents to me the reality of the world way more than perfect hand lettering, which, if I wanted to, I could achieve perfect calligraphy and it would not feel right in any way in my art journals. So also you saw previously where I had messed up. And messing up in your art journal spread to me is just like part of the process. Like no one is going to do this perfectly. So I'm writing these quotes, I'm writing them backwards. You saw me starting from the middle and then I'm writing in one direction and writing in the other because I want the quote to fit where I want the quote to fit. And in order to do that, sometimes I have to write backwards. And when I write backwards, oftentimes I mess up. So, how you recover from messing up and accepting that you mess up and not getting freaked out when you mess up and knowing that there's always a way out is sort of part of the art journaling process that is, I think, part of everyone's art journaling process. So those moments when I really screw up, they do not freak me out in my art journal. Then I needed to find a red pen, which I do not use much red in my work. So it was a kind of a miracle that I was eventually able to find a red pen because I wanted to represent the blood that is being spilled all over the world. What you see here is me just kind of repairing a little bit of the messiness that was created when I put the O in the wrong place. And because this is my Sidekick journal, which I've talked about, I think probably on most of these videos in this series, I just deposit any excess paint either on my underpaper or right in the journal itself, and it just becomes part of another journal spread. So after I get my most important sort of focal quote on the page, I definitely want to represent that spilling of blood. So I add the drops. And after I add the drops, you're going to see me sort of in this moment of, okay, do I just stop? Like this is for me a really, it's a good art journal spread. It expressed what I wanted it to express. But there was something more that I wanted from it because in some way an art journal is a history. It represents history on some level. And I just wanted to kind of document that chaos and what is going on. And I just started writing down all these names of countries, places that are just part of this worldwide chaotic time that we're living in. And again, like I said before, I don't know, maybe the world has always been this chaotic, and it is just because of social media that so many of us are feeling like we're living in more chaotic times. And maybe that's something that I'll come back to over and over in my journaling, is just remembering that and remembering that, things are really maybe not as bad as they appear to be, although they really do feel really bad, especially right now with what's been going on the last 2 weeks. I never want to be political. I hope that my videos don't come across as being insensitive or super political, because ultimately I do feel like I kind of lie in the middle of a lot of things. And maybe that sounds political to some people, where it's like, if you don't take my side, if you don't go far to one side, you know, then you're not on my side. And I don't know, my personality just, I think, tends to want to really understand things from many different angles. And I feel a lot of things very deeply. And I love talking to people. I love having communication with people, even people who are on very different, far ends of spectrums. I just would, I invite conversation, communication. I don't want to become a closed off person who thinks I know everything and I'm always right. That's not what I want out of this life. So I'm really grateful for this game because it pushes me. It pushes me outside of my comfort zone to do things that I probably wouldn't take the time to do. And I'm just so happy that I'm doing Creative Whispers with Lisa and Gabrielle and Tina. It's definitely been one of the most important experiences I've had as an artist the last 7 years.